This past weekend, the U.S. men's national team won their fifth consecutive Olympic gold medal in basketball, though they're in an interesting spot moving forward. The team is led by the three defining players of their era: LeBron James, Stephen Curry, and Kevin Durant. All three stepped up when it mattered most, but they're all over 35 years old, so that got me wondering, who will be making up Team USA in the 2028 games? While an NBA roster has 15 spots and two-way contracts, an Olympic team only has 12 roster spots. This isn't an easy task, as you can't always assemble stars, as you typically need a few guys who will understand their role within the team. While some members of the 2024 team will return to repeat, I'm going to focus on players who Team USA could potentially add to the roster for their Olympic debuts 4 years from now in Los Angeles. Guard is going to be a very interesting position for 2028, as there are plenty of talented options, though there will likely be multiple guys who return from the 2024 team. Devin Booker was an essential player at these Olympics who filled any role asked of him. He'll only be 31 in 2028, and is likely a lock if he wants to return. Anthony Edwards at that time would be 27, and would be in the middle of what for many players is their prime. There's a chance he could be the face of the 2028 team. Then you also have Tyrese Halliburton, who is one of the NBA's best passers, would be 28 years old and showed he's willing to buy in even if playing time isn't there. On top of that, Derek White's ability to hit open threes, defend at a high level, and make the right basketball play is extremely valuable. He'd be 34 for those games and could still be considered. The rest of the guards to choose from are very intriguing. Ja Morant has had a rough stretch the last year or so between off-the-floor incidents and injury, though there's no denying his talent when playing, and his ability to get into the paint with ease would create open looks for teammates. Then there are other guards such as De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Maxey. Fox has shown a lot of improvement shooting off the dribble, which is an area Maxey performs well in, and both have the speed to create mismatches in the paint. Then we also have guards such as Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson, who age-wise figure to still be in their prime, can score in a variety of ways, and have Team USA experience from FIBA World Cups. Another candidate who oddly isn't talked about much is Trae Young. Young's best known for his ability to create for himself and others, though he's proven to be a very dangerous shooter off the catch or movement when that's asked of him. With the shorter international three-point line, he could be very valuable in this setting. If his year 3 breakout is any long-term indication, Jalen Suggs could also be considered for a Drew Holiday-type role. In his age 22 season, he shot 40% from 3 while making an all-defensive team, and would know his role in this setting. This doesn't even account for the other young guards who can break out in the next few years. Of these players, I'd say a healthy Morant has the best chance of making the 2028 team, but it will be an interesting few years to see who else contends for the spots. The forwards are where it can get interesting for the USA in 2028. For this exercise, I'm assuming James and Durant played in their last Olympics. Then there's no telling what happens with Jason Tatum. Tatum would be ideal in terms of his age and skill set, but given how these recent Olympics went and that he already has 2 gold medals, some in his shoes wouldn't even consider returning to the national team. Paulo Banchero in his current trajectory I'd assume is a lock, as his ability to do a little bit of everything at his size would be very valuable. Jaylen Brown would make a lot of sense, as he'd be in his prime and has added to his game every season. Though given how things went when he didn't make the team this past year, I'm not sure if Team USA will consider it. Jalen Williams is a player I think would be an excellent fit due to his ability to fill whatever role would be asked of him. Williams can create offense for himself and others if needed, is a very efficient shooter, and can defend various positions. Zion Williamson would be interesting given the mismatches he'd create getting downhill in his passing, though given the health concerns, he wouldn't be a lock to make the team. Players like Scotty Barnes and Aaron Gordon, who have the ability to contribute in a variety of ways without scoring, could also be in consideration here. This doesn't even account for younger NBA players who could emerge, or in this case, one who hasn't even played a college game. Cooper Flagg is one of the more decorated high school recruits in recent memory, thanks to his defensive prowess and well-rounded skill set. He's so highly regarded that he played with the U.S. Select team this summer, and he doesn't turn 18 until December. Flagg will play at Duke this upcoming season, and could very well make the team, assuming he lives up to the hype. Of the forwards mentioned, I'm most confident in Banchero and Jalen Williams making the 2028 team, assuming they're healthy, but a lot can change in 4 years. Given that the USA's primary competition again will likely be teams led by Nikola Jokic and Victor Wembanyama, bringing in the right big men will be extremely important. I'm assuming a 35-year-old Anthony Davis would be on the roster if healthy. The same goes for Bam Adebayo, which would give the USA 2 of the NBA's best defenders. For the third big, you'd probably look for someone who has the length to try and make things tougher on Wembanyama. That leaves us to 3 clear choices at this moment. Jaren Jackson Jr. has previously played for the USA in the FIBA World Cup. He has the size and lateral movement to make an impact defensively, and despite struggling from 3 the past few years, is a threat to space the floor. Though at this time, he isn't a great rebounder and can have trouble avoiding fouls. Evan Mobley is an option given his defensive versatility and ability to contribute offensively without having plays drawn up for him. However, he hasn't really established himself as an outside shooting threat, which can change in a few years. For that reason, I feel Chet Holmgren this time has the best odds of joining the team. He has the size and length the team would be looking for, and in his rookie season showed he can play as a secondary option while being able to stretch the floor with his outside shooting. So to recap, these are the players at this point in time who I think will be making their Olympic debut in 2028 for Team USA. Ja Morant, Paolo Banchero, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. Then health permitting and assuming these players all want to return, they'd be joining Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis, and Bam Adebayo. That would still leave 3 roster spots, and a whole lot can change in 4 years. That will be very interesting to see the construction of a team that could be ringing in a new era of USA basketball. If you had any predictions for the team, feel free to leave them in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to like and subscribe as I continue to provide basketball analysis.